Okay, the question for today is, what is a function? And I'm going to give you a two-word definition that you can memorize, but it doesn't do you any good. It's fairly formal. My definition for a function is a predictable relation. Not very helpful, is it? A relation is any pairing of numbers. A function is a special kind of relation. So, a function is a pairing of numbers that's special in some way. None of this stuff makes any sense in the real world until you put it with a real example, and then it'll make sense to you. A barcode is paired with what? What happens when you scan something? You grab an item at the store, you scan it, what happens? You get a price. That is a pairing of numbers, isn't it? A barcode is paired with a price. That's a relation. Now, whether it's a function or not depends on if it's well programmed or not. Here's how it works. You've got a barcode. And you've got a price. Hopefully, it's a function. Here's the way a function works. You put in a barcode. I'm just going to talk about the last 3 digits, okay, guys? I'm not going to write the whole barcode. The last 3 digits on this barcode, on this bottle of Germex, is 609. It's got some other numbers. And let's say the price comes up $1.79. Good to go. Grab another item. I've got some glass cleaner. And the last 3 numbers are 301. Let's say it comes up $2.19. This looks as if it may be a function. One way of defining something is by looking at what it's not. When it doesn't work, it helps you to understand when it does. So I'm going to give you the example of when this is not a function. I scan this. What happens? I scan the Germex and it costs, hopefully, it comes up $1.79 on the report. Okay? Then I scan this one and it comes up $2.19. Now what would happen if I scanned this one again and it came up $3.50? No, if it came up $27.50. There's a problem, isn't there? Here's how you can tell a function. Every time you put in the same number, you better get the same result, right? Does that make sense to everybody? That if I put in the same product, I better keep getting the same number out? That's how you can tell if something is not a function. See, I can scan them all day, and I may never have a problem until I finally get to the one that's the problem, right? Y'all see what I mean? It's very difficult to tell when something is a function. It's a lot easier to tell when it's not. Here's what happens when it's not. You scan the Germex again, and the darn thing says, no, it's not $1.79, it's $27.35. No, it's not. It's supposed to be $1.79. It should come up with the same answer every time. Every time you put a given input, you should always know what you're going to get. Doesn't that make it predictable? Does that make sense? I don't want to scan an item and say, oh, geez, I hope the price comes up good. Right? I hope the right price comes out. You want to be able to scan an item and know that it's associated with a very specific number. That's how you can tell if something's a function or not. Now we'll look at the mathematics of it, and then I'll go back to a real example again.